All right, this is a short video to show some of the problems we're viewing using the template builder. If we slip in clip art, we have the ability to make it transparent, but the color that should be transparent and have the blocks and so forth is always white, or sometimes this will actually turn to black in this case, making it a little bit confusing. But the bigger problem is actually going to any of the colors, such as RGB, and being able to dictate these actual numbers. So if we actually wanted to type in the numbers, that would be very helpful, and you would think you'd be able to have that capability since this is an open box. Another problem we're having primarily deals with the text. One, the positioning does not change at all. Another problem we're having is when you reflect, it somewhat works here, but here, when you click that one, it just moves it up just a little bit. If you click this reflect, it just moves it up, so it doesn't really do anything. Another thing that we've seen with at least the arch in this case is the inability to resize unproportionately. You pretty much are forced to just go like that. I cannot stretch it up or down. But if I actually take this arch off, or if I apply, for instance, this half bridge, or sometimes, like in this case, I have to go to none and then reapply the half bridge. I am, again, I can unproportionately stretch the design essentially. And the squeeze has the ability here for me to change it and dictate what it is. When I don't have that ability, it's pretty much locked in. And from what I can tell, it's only really on the text effects arch. You cannot unproportionately resize the text. Another issue that we are seeing is the ability to save the max width and fixed. So if I click here and I say this is the max and the fixed, it's actually not even letting me do either. For tigers, I'll click max and fixed. I'll click on this. I'll come back to the tigers, and sometimes this will be unclicked. So sometimes it's not able to save it, and in this case with this text, it's not able to save either. But it is actually able to in the warped area. Another issue that we sometimes see is not being able to actually allow the user to delete the design or the text in the designer. Not sure why that is. And sometimes these boxes aren't possible to be clicked either. Often editing the text can be difficult. For instance, I'm clicking on both of these and I'm not getting the typical little pop-up to change the text. I can hold it down, I can click it, I can click on the little scroll pad, and often it doesn't want to pop up. So some of these problems occur at different times. But the max width and fixed for text often does not want to work as far as saving the settings. All right, another problem we're having is when we're within our website and we want to create a product from a template, sometimes the artwork does not want to load correctly. So we're going to add our design, and the big problem is it's the font that we're using. We uploaded a custom font, Jersey. It says it cannot find it, so it will instead replace the font with this other font. The problem we don't understand is, as you can see, here's the font we uploaded, Jersey, and it's supposed to be available in DTG, Sublimation, Screen, and so forth, and the stores cannot change it. So we're not exactly sure why it's not being switched over when it's here. The last couple things that we highly would suggest is, one, the ability to get rid of designs that you no longer use, as well as create folders for the designs, and lastly, be able to upload stock designs that you've already uploaded or that are in Deco Network's design library. Another thing that would be very helpful would be a copy and paste function for the layers. Being able to copy a text layer with all of its settings and then paste it would be very helpful as well. Another thing when it comes to layers, potentially being able to group them, and again, that would allow you to do a lot of different things as far as creating backups and so forth, when you can create several layers, group them, and then work from a different group, so you're not potentially ruining the design. Outside of actually using the template, it would be nice to be able to save the template settings somewhere as a default. So we're always wanting to work in 11 by 13, show the grid at typically 1-inch spacing. So, it'd be nice to be able to save that as default so we can go right in here each time and not have to redo all of that. And then another thing would be to be able to copy templates so we can then rework from them, and we're not recreating every single one of these designs from scratch. If I wanted to create this design, except instead of having arch, I could do the half bridge here and the lower bridge here instead of arch or arch and flat. Being able to copy those and then be able to just tweak them is something that we've been able to do with other Deco design and creating product features that seem like it would be possible with this. Thank you for listening to my suggestions.